everyone, I wanted to show you how to take the subway when you're in Tokyo. So I'm gonna take you on an adventure. We're gonna be taking 2 trains and 1 transfer. So anytime you see this blue sign, this is a good sign. This is for the subway and it's run by Tokyo Metro. Here's a map real quick showing a lot of the different subway lines in Tokyo. These are a lot different than the above ground rails and is different from the Shinkansen bullet trains. I'll cover different rails in another video, so be sure to follow along for more Japan travel tips. So for this trip, we just finished going to Tokyo Team Lab Borderless and we wanted to make it back to our hotel in Shinjuku. I do find that Google Maps is a lot more accurate than Apple Maps when it comes to the rail systems in Tokyo. It will tell you which entrance to enter in, so in this case we're at the Kamiyacho station and we're going to be taking the Hibiya line. In Japan, there are a lot of signs everywhere, and thankfully a lot of the subway lines are color-coded, so you just have to follow the signs. We are now heading to platform 2. For this video, I'm going to be using a suica card in order to go on the subway, but be sure to stick around towards the middle end of the video so you can see what kind of IC cards or transit cards you can use for the subway. When it comes to proper subway etiquette, you are going to queue up in line, and before boarding the train, you're going to let the other people out first. If you do have a backpack and it's pretty busy on the subway, you're going to want to try to take that backpack and put it in front of you. So now that we're on the subway, we're going to ride 2 stops until we get to H7, which is the Kasumigaseki station. Now we're going to exit the subway and then follow the signs for the Marunouchi line, the M line, which is red. If you're going on an escalator, keep to the left if you're in Tokyo, and that will allow anyone that is in a hurry to pass on by. For the M line, we're looking for platform 1. Be sure to look up every once in a while so you can see if you're at the proper platform. Also, in Google Maps, it will recommend which car to board for the fastest transfer or exit. When you are taking public transportation in Tokyo, keep your noise level down. Here is how it sounds on the subway. Be sure to look at the screens for where you're located and also be checking for the stops that have the transferring lines. Also, the screens as well as the lady's voice will be in Japanese and English. Also, the screens will show you which side of the car to get off. Once you get off the subway, we are looking for exit A2. You're going to tap out with your transit card. In my case, I'm using the same suica card that I tapped in with. Continue on to exit A2. Sometimes you're going to be walking for a while in order to get to your exit, but just keep following the signs. Also, if you're new to Japan and are looking for more helpful tips or more ideas on what to do, take a look in the description below where you can find my Japan guides and itineraries. It will include all my Japan trips as well as my personalized Google Maps so you can find everything you need to all in one place. Okay, so I taught you how to maneuver the subway system in Japan, and now I'm going to explain how the IC cards work and where to find them. If you don't know what an IC card is, it's basically e-money. So you can have this on your phone or you can have a physical card like this one. And what you can use this for is at different restaurants, convenience stores, or you can use these on all the local lines above and below ground. Really, this is like a catch-all if you don't have cash with you. Most locals will have an IC card connected to their phone. There is a limit to how much money you can put on the card, which is typically 20,000 Japanese yen. Most IC cards will cost a few hundred yen when you purchase it, but will last for 10 years. So if you need to top it off, you can do that at the kiosk at most stations. I recommend just topping it off with what you need and then going from there. Now, depending on where you land in Japan will determine which type of IC card you will get. In Tokyo, you can get the suica card or the Pasmo card. If you arrive in Osaka, you will end up with the Ikoka card. There are actually 10 different IC cards and they vary per region, so you can always pick up another IC card if you're traveling to a different region in Japan. I'm also going to link below a few resources if you would like to learn more about the different IC cards. Now, there has been a lot of drama llama regarding the suica and Pasmo card shortage, so here's a few suggestions I have for you if you're looking to get a suica card. 1. Just visit the JR East travel service centers when you're in Tokyo and just ask. During my last trip, I was doing research for you all, so I just walked into the JR East travel service center in Shinjuku and I just asked them if they had any suica cards and I was able to buy one. So this was March 2024, so it never hurts to ask even when there's a shortage. 2. If you start your trip in Osaka area first, pick up an Ikoka card at the train station. It works just like a suica card, so by the time you get to Tokyo, you are set. 3. You can always buy a paper ticket at the ticket booth. Usually most people are using IC cards or mobile IC cards, so the ticket lines will be relatively short. 4. If you don't want to get a paper ticket for the subway, then you can also get various subway passes. There are a lot of websites that offer subway passes, but I usually just recommend for people just to use Klook because it has a lot of different languages and you can pay in your own currency online. I've used Klook app for my other Japan Funtivities and it was easy and it worked really well. 5. If you have a JR pass, you can totally use this and travel taking the JR lines. Just a little side note, you cannot use a JR pass on the underground subway. 6. If you're a tourist, you can purchase a Welcome Suica or a Pasmo Passports while supplies last. The Welcome Suica and the Pasmo Passports work just like the other IC cards, except for it lasts only 28 days. So keep in mind that you have to use up all the money on the card, so just load it up with what you need at the kiosk when you top it off. Be sure to keep checking online to see where these cards are available. A lot of the time, you can pick them up at the Narita or Haneda airport in certain stations. Also, take a look at Klook, as I found that they do a really good job explaining the IC cards, and sometimes you can order one through the app and then just pick it up in Japan. I'll link some resources below. Also, just to clarify, IC cards like the Suica card, Pasmo card, Ikoka card, Welcome Suica, and Pasmo Passport can be used for public transportation as well as buying things like souvenirs and food. The subway passes and the tickets are just for the subway. 7. If you have an iPhone, you can actually put the Suica in your wallet on your phone. What you're going to do is you're going to go into your wallet app, click on Transit, type in Japan, click Suica. Add any amount that you would like. Keep in mind that Visa doesn't work, which is what I have, but I hear that MasterCard and American Express works really well. You can also add Pasmo and Ikoka to your phone as well. Also, real quick, here's a little IC card tip from this girl on the internet. I'll play it right here. You need one Suica card or one IC card per person. The reason for this is because you need to tap in when you get to the train station, then you gotta tap out when you get to your destination. So the way how the system knows how much to charge you is because of the tap in, tap out. You can't go tap, 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 tap for your 4 members of your family, because then it's gonna be really confusing, then the gate's not gonna work, and then that guy's gonna come over and it's gonna be really embarrassing. So, one IC card per person, tap in, tap out. Same thing with the JR Pass, 1 per person. If you're visiting Japan, take a look at my Japan playlist and vlogs for more tips.